It was a Tuesday afternoon in Bogotá. Oscar Naranjo, wearing a dark-colored jacket and carrying a worn leather folder, was walking alone along Carrera Septima. He had just left a brief meeting with a civil society group and chose to take the long way back to his car. As he passed Parque Nacional, the sounds of the city honking horns, shouting vendors, footsteps seemed to suddenly disappear. Under the shadow of an old ceiba tree, a man sat alone on a rusty bench. His clothes were worn and dusty. On his shoulders hung an old military jacket. His cracked and mud-covered boots spoke of places far from the capital. Naranjo slowed down. There was something in the man's posture, head bowed, hands clasped, eyes locked on the past. Oscar turned slightly and took 2 more steps. The man didn't lift his head, but then his voice rose from the crowd. "General Naranjo," he said without raising his eyes. Oscar stopped. The voice was rough, but familiar. "Yes?" Oscar replied. The man finally looked up. His face was tired, sunburned, and aged. But in his eyes was a spark of recognition. "You don't remember me," the man said with a faint smile. "Segundo Rafael, Bravo 9, Japura River, 1999. The words hit Oscar like a slow punch to the chest. He blinked. "Rafael," he whispered. His mind raced. That jungle mission, the heavy rains, gunfire, and the silence on the radio. Rafael had been declared missing in action. Oscar had personally written the letter to his family. "They left me behind," Rafael said calmly. "I crawled for 2 days until the guerrillas found me." He turned his head. "I was held prisoner for almost 6 years. When they released me, there was no one left. No family, no pension, nothing." Oscar slowly sat down next to him on the bench. People walked past them. 2 men. 2 uniforms. 2 different lives. "Why didn't you come back?" Oscar asked. Rafael shook his head. "I tried. No one believed me. The system lost me. They said I was dead. And dead men don't get rights." Oscar remained silent. He folded his hands. He felt the weight of it all. The system, the neglect, the names forgotten in files. "How are you living now?" he finally asked. Rafael looked down. "I wash cars when I can. I sleep behind the municipal building. I eat what I find." A long silence followed. Then Oscar stood up. "Wait here," he said firmly. Rafael looked up, surprised. "Please," Oscar added. "Just wait 5 minutes." Oscar stepped aside and took out his phone. "Marcela," he said, "book a hotel room immediately, and get someone senior from the Ministry of Defense. This is urgent." "Understood, General," Marcela responded without hesitation. Oscar returned. "You're coming with me," he said. Rafael blinked. "Why?" Oscar looked him in the eye. "Because someone should have done this a long time ago." Within minutes, a black SUV pulled up to the curb. The driver stepped out and opened the door. Oscar helped Rafael into the car. The ride was quiet, filled only with the sounds of traffic outside. They arrived at a simple but clean hotel in the northern part of the city. The staff, already informed, treated Rafael with quiet respect. He was given a private room, a hot shower, clean clothes. Shortly after, a doctor arrived. He checked Rafael's vitals, gave him antibiotics, tended to an old wound on his leg that had never healed. Oscar waited in the hallway while Rafael showered. He walked slowly, caught between anger and guilt. How many more were like him? How many were lost in the silence of the system? When Rafael came out wearing clean clothes, his eyes were red. But not from tears, from the steam, the soap, and something he hadn't felt in years. Dignity. "I don't know what to say," he murmured. Oscar handed him a warm bowl of soup. "You don't need to say anything yet," Oscar replied, "but tomorrow we begin to fix this." That night, Oscar called every contact he had. A colonel at the Ministry of Defense, a senator from the Veterans Committee, a lawyer specialized in military rights. By morning, Rafael had a temporary ID, an official letter verifying his identity and service. and the first steps had been taken to fully restore his rights. 3 days later, Rafael sat before a panel of officials. Oscar was by his side, hand resting on his shoulder. The process was slow, the records were incomplete, but Oscar insisted. He listed missions, locations, details only someone who had been there would know. Finally, a quiet nod came from the head of the panel. Rafael's reinstatement process would begin immediately. Rafael turned to Oscar. "You didn't have to do this," he said. "No," Oscar replied, "but I should have, long ago." By the weekend, Rafael had a small apartment, a counselor, and the first deposit in his newly reopened bank account, all arranged through Oscar's office. As they stood at the apartment door, Rafael extended his hand. "Thank you, General." But Oscar didn't shake it. Instead, he pulled him into a quiet hug. "Just promise me one thing." Oscar whispered, "When you're strong again, help someone else. Keep it going." "I will," Rafael said with determination. "I promise." As Oscar returned to his waiting car, the city moved with noise once again. But he felt something rare. Not pride, not glory, just quiet peace. One man's life had been rebuilt. And maybe, just maybe, there was still time to rebuild many more. And that brings us to the end of this story. Thank you for watching till the end. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like the video and share it with your friends. Subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell for more powerful stories. See you next time.